It's 1 a.m. inside the boys' hostel of the Indian Institute of Innovation. The corridors are empty, and the only light bleeding out onto the ground floor comes from under the door of room 107, where fourth-year engineering student Ravi sits in total isolation. He is furiously prepping for a placement interview the next morning. A major tech company visited the campus recently, and Ravi didn't make the cut. Now, desperate to secure a job before graduation, he is poring over his notes, fueled by black coffee and sheer anxiety. His singular focus on formulas and interview prep has entirely walled. Instead, he hears a low, guttural growl that sounds distinctly animalistic. Slowly opening his door to investigate, he looks down the flickering, fluorescent-lit corridor. There, stretching across the floor, is a thick, wet trail of deep crimson blood, leading directly out of the common washroom. Ravi stands frozen, his hand still on the door handle. The everyday sounds of the hostel have been replaced by a heavy, metallic scent, and the terrifying realization that he is no longer alone on this floor. He creeps towards the washroom, following the red smears. Inside, hunched over the motionless body of a first-year student, is Ravi's friend Virat. Virat slowly turns his head and bares his teeth. Virat's jaw hangs slack, and he begins to move with a disjointed, jerky gait. He doesn't respond to Ravi's voice. He only reacts to the movement, lunging forward with a sudden predatory speed. There is simply no reasoning with him. Recognizing that his friend is gone, Ravi pivots and sprints frantically back down the hall towards his room to save himself. Ravi slams his door shut, throwing the deadbolt. As he backs away, his phone screen lights up on his desk, vibrating violently with hundreds of frantic, unread messages pouring into the group chat. The frantic texts describe a disaster that started hours ago at the pre-placement party. A contaminated welcome drink serum was served to the college toppers, who unknowingly became the first cluster of hosts. The chemical turns those infected into rabid, ravenous attackers, whose bites instantly infect the rest of the student body. In a matter of hours, the virus has moved through the dorms like a wildfire. The same top-tier students who beat Ravi to a job offer just hours ago are now the literal monsters hunting him down. Suddenly, the entire hostel grid goes black. The power is cut, plunging room 107 into total darkness, leaving only the faint blue glow of Ravi's laptop and phone screens. The metal door handle starts to slowly turn left and right. Then comes a heavy knock, followed by another. And then, complete dead silence, as if the attacker is waiting for Ravi to lower his guard. 10 long seconds pass before the center of the wooden door explodes inward, shattering into splinters as Virat forces his way inside. The lock and the barricade have failed. Ravi has no choice left but to engage in physical combat to survive the night. Grabbing the heavy wooden chair beside his desk, Ravi swings it directly into Virat's head. The impact stuns his attacker just long enough for Ravi to slip through the broken doorway and make a mad dash for the main campus gate. But as he bursts out of the building, he freezes. The sprawling courtyard is packed with an impenetrable wall of hundreds of infected students, their clothes torn and their eyes glowing a stark, empty white under the moon. The exit is gone, every gate is swarming, and the thousands of students who were supposed to be in class are now part of a growing, mindless collective. Ravi is completely trapped on the grounds. Out of options, Ravi ducks into the dark, labyrinth-like campus library. He wedges himself tightly behind a tall bookshelf, holding his breath as the infected shamble past the aisles. He waits until the coast seems clear, exhaling a quiet sigh of relief. Then, a single, thick, warm drop of blood falls from the ceiling, directly onto his cheek. Ravi slowly looks up to find Virat perched on top of the shelf. He drops down, tackling Ravi to the floor, as the screams draw the rest of the horde inside. Moments later, the screaming stops, and Ravi opens his eyes to reveal they are now a vacant, stark white. The fight is over. The Indian Institute of Innovation has been entirely overtaken, effectively becoming the Indian Institute of Zombies. That terrifying scenario is actually the premise of a brand new film. It is written by the creative team behind hit shows like Dindora, Taza Kabar, and Farzi. While the setup is tense, the movie is a horror comedy that explores the hilariously relatable ways Indian students try to survive an apocalypse on campus. You can catch Indian Institute of Zombies in theaters starting May 15th. Go watch it with your friends, and make sure to subscribe to Animated Stories.